It's time to go beyond the headlines, cause I don't put in overtime just so I can headline. Okay, now it's Fox Sports, I'm live with Renee. Going hard every day, sports rapping every play. Different segments for your favorites, coming at you daily. With positive vibes, yeah, we some game changers. Basketball, football, soccer, with different interviews, you never know who may pop up. Listen, only on Beyond the Headlines, this is Beyond the Headlines. Only on Beyond the Headlines, this is Beyond the Headlines. Only on Beyond the Headlines, this is Beyond the Headlines with Renee Washington.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of Beyond the Headlines here on Fox Sports Radio. I'm your host, Renee Washington, excited to bring you yet another great interview because we have a queen joining the show, a triple threat, a boss that is killing it in multiple industries. So before we get into our featured artist for this episode, I want to just remind you guys to make sure that you have taken time to hit that subscribe button. Keep up with all that we've got going on with Beyond the Headlines across all podcast platforms, all social media platforms, YouTube, anywhere you catch your sports shows, music, entertainment news, you can find Beyond the Headlines. So as always, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. We are super easy to find. But today, like I said, we've got a great guest coming your way from out of Atlanta, Georgia through and through, an actress, rapper, artist, dog mom for her incredibly cute dog, Sage, and a woman that is trailblazing in more ways than one, whether it's her social media following or the incredible work she's doing in her career. And that is the Bella BlagstheBellabiag that is going to be joining us today. So I hope you guys are ready because we are getting into, in this episode, we've got some positive vibes, but we also have our artist spotlight.
What's up, it's Microphone Rocky, and here's our host, Renee Washington, with the Artist Spotlight.
Atlanta, Georgia in the house, Bella BlagstheBellabiag. Welcome, how are you? Bringing the fashion.
Thank you. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm so happy to have you on, and I'm excited to hear about all the incredible things that you are doing.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. I mean, it's super.
And yes, y'all. Look, Bella is bringing some swag, some style. She's got. I'm. You know, it's her show basically. Like she came in ready to dress to impress, and I'm like, you know, chilling over here. But look, I love all the great things that you have going on. But before we get into your career, I first want to ask you. It's the holiday season. You know, what's been going on this holiday season for you? What's new?
Girl, I'm working through the holidays. You know, we are working through the holidays over here. I'm just excited. It's a bunch of great stuff. I don't want to spill everything too early, but a lot of great things happening. What about you? What do you have planned for the holidays?
I love the holiday season. It's magical. I'm all about the Hallmark movies and like getting my little glass of wine, watching me some cheesy, and Lifetime has them now too, and OWN and some other stations. Mm-hmm. So get my wine glass, watching my little cheesy holiday movies. That's my relaxation time around all the work.
That's amazing. That's crazy that you mentioned Hallmark because I just partnered with Hallmark, the Mahogany brand. So they'll be airing a commercial that I shot on the Hallmark network. Is going to be so dope. Me and a few other content creators that have these amazing little things that we did for social media. It's super dope. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations. Honestly, first of all, I had no idea any of this, obviously, but Hallmark is really expanding and trying to expand to be more diverse too.
Yeah, especially the Mahogany brand. It's just super amazing. They gave us these amazing crowns and we passed them to someone that we looked up to or someone that looked up to us. I mean, it was just a beautiful moment. I'll send it to you because so you can see it. It's amazing.
So it's going to be airing on the Hallmark movie channel or so I'll be looking because I'm probably single-handedly their entire viewership. So honestly, I love it because it actually transitions nicely into what we're going to talk about with your career in general, but the growth of networks, well, we're talking Hallmark specifically, but in general, that have gone from having the usual cookie cutter types of faces to now have more faces that look like us. and represent different boxes. You know, I've been seeing LGBTQ, I've been seeing minorities, whether it's racial minorities or socioeconomic minorities. So I'm loving the representation I'm starting to see, and Hallmark is one of them, where it's getting there, where now every movie has a different leading actor and actress. You know, it's not the same look. So Mahogany, okay.
Yes.
How did that happen? How did this happen?
So I work with Triller a lot, and they kind of set that up for me. So I'm just excited about it. And it was amazing. They sent this beautiful, I wish I would have had it upstairs. They sent this beautiful box. I want to show you so bad. It's a beautiful box, and it had all the mahogany cards, a journal, a beautiful pen with a crown mahogany necklace with a real heavy, I mean, girl, it was falling off of my head. It was so heavy. The crown was heavy. It's a real crown. And we had the crown. It was just, I'm gonna send it to you. You're gonna love it.
Yes, I love that. I love that for you. Congratulations on that. I'm excited to see more of it as it continues to roll out. But you are trailblazing in more ways than one. And this is a great example as you talk about working with Hallmark around the Mahogany brand. You're really you're continuing to level up in all these different areas. So for those that are tuned in, I know I try to do you justice in sharing, but share with them a little bit of your background and your career as an actress as well as an artist, of just some of the different hats that you wear literally right now. But
so outside of with me being a music artist, I'm a mom. I have kids, and I also am a dog mom. Today we got a package in the mail from Popeyes, so that's amazing. I just partnered with Popeyes and Megan Thee Stallion also, so that's super dope. The movie that I'm in is called Sin, so yes, I am an actress, and Lou Gossett Jr. is in there. It was just amazing working with him, and this was my first movie, and so for it to be my first movie, I'm like, how did I end up with the lead, one of the lead roles? So it's just amazing. God is good, and I'm thankful. I know it's so much more stuff to come, so I'm super, super excited about everything.
Yes, trailblazing, doing so many incredible different things. You talked about the movie that you're in that's coming out soon. So let's stick on the acting side before we get into the music side. Which came first, music or acting for you?
Music. Music will and has always been my first love. Always. Music has helped me through so much. It's the one thing that I feel that I have that no one can take from me. It's my safe place. It's everything. Music. My music.
Oh, yes. So then being able to pivot, and getting into acting, was that something that you ever aspired to do? Or was it something that those doors open later through your talents in music?
I kind of wanted to act. I never was like, I'm gonna go up and be an actress. Like, it wasn't that. But like when COVID happened, everybody was stuck at home. And so I got into TikTok, which this is kind of two birds with one stone. So I got into TikTok, and at the time I was in a bad situation, a deal, so I couldn't move around the way that I wanted to, so I had to put a lot of my energy into something. I ended up getting on TikTok, girl, and posting on TikTok 3 and 4 times a day, like spending 2 hours doing TikToks. A lot of them was acting because I like the old school movies, anything with Marilyn Monroe in it. A lot of I Love Lucy. So I kind of stayed in that era and would do it. And people was like, you need to act. Like, you should act. Da, da, da. And like a year later, I get a call literally from a guy in prison who wrote Sin. And he was like, hey, I've been hearing a lot about you, and I want you to do this movie. Da, da, da. I'm like, you're not even free. Like, what are you talking about? How do you know me? He kind of explained to me how he knew me. I was kind of skeptical about it at first because I'm like, this got to be a scam. This man, like, how in the world? So, girl, they sent me the script. I read for Lisa first before I was saying I read for Lisa. Aced the role. Some stuff happened on set. I ended up being Sin. And here I am. Acting, first movie. amazing. Like, just crazy. Super crazy.
Wow. So there's a lot there. Like you said, somebody randomly calls you and is like, I had this opportunity for you. Like, this is, I think you'll be a great actor.
And from prison.
From prison, yes.
Yes.
So that probably had you a little skeptical for sure. You know, I can't imagine. It's hard. Look, it's hard enough as a woman. I know personally, I have so many trust issues with people because as a beautiful woman that has your face and your name out there, you never know who's watching.
Absolutely.
But when you get these opportunities, it's hard to know, is this legitimate? Is this another person that's just trying to take advantage of me, unfortunately? So to have a person call from prison, no less, with this great opportunity is a lot. What helped you really vet through that process of like, okay, this is legitimate and I'm going to do this?
Because he ended up telling me how he heard of me, and I was very close with the people. So I was like, okay. And then I went on set, and do you know Dana Dane? Okay, so he's one of the producers on the movie. And so after I spoke with the young man in prison, Dana called, and I was like, it's Dana Dane.
This is happening.
And girl, I had maybe 3 days to prepare. I never read a script. Well, I take that back. I was practicing for a play. So the play was like my first time reading script, but it was nothing like the movie. The play was very small. Like I was throughout the whole entire movie. So I'm like, okay, I got 3 days to, to get it together. And I went on YouTube and I went on Google and I was like finding ways to remember lines and the importance of improv. And it was just super dope. I'm like, I want to do it more. Like, I'm super excited. I can't wait to like do more movies and shows and stuff.
Yeah, so this is just the beginning of your acting career taking off. And there's a lot about what you shared. So it's sin, as in like 7 deadly sins?
As in sinister.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I like about that is, well, not the name of the movie. What I like about what you shared is the fact that it was 3 days of a turnaround time from when you were called to when you got that you were having to step on. And when they talk about like when your name is called, be ready to answer, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. This is a direct example of that. Like, it wasn't, 6 months from now. No, it was like, you have 3 days. Okay. You need to get it together. Make sure you look good, sound good, feel good, ready to go. And then also even the fact that, as you mentioned, it happened around, all of this started around the pandemic. It's just so incredible to me to hear how many people's careers have changed and honestly taken off around the pandemic. Like, in this time of uncertainty, confusion, trauma, tragedy, the strength that comes with being able to have that positive outlook of, you know what, it started with TikTok. And then from there, some doors open. Of course, your music career has always, been the leading force in your life, but to be able to branch out. So what really helped you in preparing, as you talk about doing the research and stuff? Because I know it's hard for people with like imposter syndrome and that doubt of feeling like, I can't do this. So what was your motivating factor in those 3 days of, I'm going to make this happen and I'm going to be ready when I step on set?
So I went through a time in my life where I lost everything. And I remember like looking at people be successful and take trips and do shows and movies and perform and get awards. And I was like, God, like, is that not supposed to be me? And he would tell me like, it's not your time. It's not your time. It's not your time. And I would get angry and I would cry and I would be like, you said you love me, to God. And so like 2 days before I got that call, he told me, he was like, Bella, it's your time. And I went through that for like 2 years of me wanting to do something and him telling me like, you can't do it yet. You're not ready. And I'm thinking that I'm ready. But it was so much stuff that I had to get rid of. So many people I had to get rid of. So much baggage I had to clear. Just so much stuff I had to do for me to be able to receive the beginning of so much of, what's more to come. So girl, it really didn't take a lot to get it together, because once he gave me the okay, the green light, I was like, all right, this is what you meant. So I don't have time to try to figure it out. You have to go on set. I was always the first one there, the last one to leave. I knew my role, his lines, her lines. I knew everybody's lines, you know. And I didn't read the whole I never read the whole script. I only read the scenes. So I knew everyone's lines for the scenes because I wanted to make sure, like, you know your part. If they mess up, you can get them together so you don't look bad, you know. And so that's just kind of how I did it. And I remember watching I think it was Samuel L. Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, and he was on YouTube and he was just basically saying, like, you know, always remember how the other person ends off and never forget that it's a conversation piece. Look in the room, look at different things that'll remind you of what's next. Think about different hand gestures that'll remind you of what's next to say, or different, you know, body languages. So that's how that went.
Wow. So even just having those tips and being able to study from some great people like Samuel L. Jackson, who's a great actor, of ways that you can really perfect and hone in on your craft. But as you mentioned, that patience and the timing, and I was just listening to a sermon about this actually, and it was literally the same exact message around, you know, understanding that timing is everything, and that in those dark moments in our lives, we're really preparing for that yes, you know, and that's what you talk about. So when you did get that yes for somebody else, like for myself, I'm thinking, wow, 3 days, how did you do it? But for you, you're like, nah, I've been working towards this. You know, maybe I wasn't preparing for this specific role for all these months, but I was preparing for a role. You know, I was preparing for a yes. I didn't know what that yes was going to look like, but I knew it was coming. I knew when it did happen, I was going to be ready to step into it. And then even taking the next step of not only learning your role, but learning other people's roles to make sure that you can be at your best. So there's no excuse, no doubt. Bella Blaq knows what she's supposed to be doing, and y'all better be on up the par too.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank
now, take us through the experience on set, though. This obviously was your first. So I'm sure there was a lot of different emotions and experiences and things. So take us behind the scenes in the acting world for you. What was this first time on set like?
My first time on set, it was really different because I was treated way better as an actress than I had ever been treated as an artist. They made sure that I knew that I was important. They made sure that whatever I needed to be able to give my best that I had, it didn't matter if it was coffee. Like, girl, I would be scared. They'd be like, okay, like, so what do you need before you get there? I'm like, nothing. Like, but you had women and men that was like, I need a sprinter, or I need a trailer, or I need a coffee, or I need a tea. And I'm like, I don't need all that. Like, you know, I'm like, it ain't that serious. You know, like, I can eat like that. Like, and it was just crazy because being on set, you know, we had hair, we had makeup, they had food for the cast, and then they had food for the crew. And I'm like, I'm down to earth, girl. I'm like, I'm gonna eat what the crew eating. Like, I ain't gotta do all of that. You know, I'm normal. Like, I'm happy to be here. You know what I'm saying?
I'll eat whatever you give me.
Yeah, I'm cool with whatever, you know. So it was dope. It was a lot of days where we would be on set, girl, all day. Well, we did that twice, and we didn't shoot at all. And I wasn't used to that. I wasn't used to them setting everything up, having the times, having hair, having makeup, having talent there, having cameras, lighting, and then you're there 4 and 5 hours on set, and the producers come back and be like, "Okay, it's a wrap." I'm like, "But we ain't."
Wow. Oh no, I can't hear you.
And they're like, "Welcome to showbiz." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yes.
Okay, cool. So it was an amazing experience. I'm telling you, I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait.
Yes. I like that. Now I would love to do it again. I know. I cut off actually a little bit there. Can you let me see. It might be. Can you?
Wow, I can't hear you.
Oh no. Can you hear me now? Yeah, something changed.
Terrible. I can't hear.
Something changed on your end because you cut out and then you came back in.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
What? I can't hear nothing.
Oh
We
no.
gotta figure it out, friend.
Okay. Well, while we are figuring that out, guys, let me just remind you to make sure that you are following our show. Let me get Bella Blaq squared away. Technology
I
was
don't hear
just,
anything.
yes, that is wild. Make sure that you are following our show.
Do you want me to try to leave and come back?
Yes. And
Okay, I'll leave and come
subscribe
back.
to us, so that you can keep up with all the great things that we have going on Beyond the Headlines. Sometimes issues happen. It is okay. We are going to muster through. But look, Bella Blaq is sharing with you a little bit of just the reality of the way that the world works, and that you don't know when your opportunity is going to come. You don't know when you're going to get that yes. You don't know when your name's going to get called. And you have to make sure that you're always constantly preparing and doing the right things, because you don't know who's watching. And
Absolutely.
Bella, I'm assuming you can hear me now, thank goodness. But your testament is a good example of that. Like this man calls you from prison. Lord only knows how he saw you, where he saw you, when he saw you, but the place he saw you. So as we know with social media, it's such a benefit that you can always have your name and face out there, but you want to make sure you're doing it in a way that's going to connect with people the right way.
Yes, especially with the industry being so small, you just got to be super mindful. You want to go in, you want to, make sure that you're respected, but you don't want to feel entitled. You don't want to make it a place. And we experienced that. We experienced some divas
Yep.
on set, and I'm different, so I'm looking like, if this was my set, I just tell them to go home. But you can't be like that.
No.
So I was like, okay, girl, okay, like, yeah. But it all worked out. Everybody loves everybody. We became a family. A lot of us, this was our first movie. And some that it wasn't their first movie, it was their first major role, or it was their first speaking role. So it was just amazing. Like I love it. It was amazing. And I have a few songs that's also going to be on the soundtrack. So I was able to incorporate my music with that. My first love, my baby, I was able to incorporate.
Of course you were. Because why not? If you're already there, they're going to need a soundtrack. You do that too. What else do you guys need? What else do you need me to do? You need fashion tips. You need, I don't even know, makeup, something. I could do it all. But no, like you're saying, there are those divas. There are those people that unfortunately are, they're not doing things the right way. But I always tell people, you do what you're supposed to do. Let them do what they're supposed to do. You show up the right way every time. You show up early. You show up on time. You show up ready to work and with the right perspective and everything. But as you mentioned with your music being in the movie, let's get into your music a little bit more, because we've talked a lot about your acting side. Let's shift gears into all the great work you're doing in music. Now, you have dropped a lot of music recently.
Right.
I don't know when you're sleeping. You are also a mom. I don't know what, I guess I don't know if it's coffee. I don't know if it's just God, because
It's
whatever it is working.
God and wine. God
and wine. Yes.
Sometimes moonshine, if I can get my hand.
Oh, okay. Moonshine will definitely have you feeling good now. Now, share with us. Let's talk through your music, starting with IDK.
Okay.
Talk to us about this project. What does it mean to you? And share with those tuned in a little bit more about what it is about in general, actually.
So IDK was my most recent single. Super dope, produced by my producer Epikh Pro. And IDK was just a very honest situation. I was in a situation, was dealing with this guy, got upset and was like, I'm going to do this, that, and the third. I was like, okay, I can't retaliate. So I'm going to write a song about it. And I kind of, wrote a song about it. My manager heard it. She was like, we should make this the next single, just something for us to put. And it turned out really well. We just shot a video to it. I'm about to get ready to release the video. So IDK is super fun, very spicy, definitely a conversation piece that, you usually don't hear coming from women. So.
Yes. And I like that you're able to take your own experiences and channel it in the right way to make some great music. And also that's something that I noticed with your music. It's a ladies' anthem. You know, you have these songs that speak to us as women, that are relatable, that are, you know, able to meet us with whatever situation we're going through, and being able to have that music that you can sing to, dance to, turn up, twerk to, you know, you could do it all, and just the variety within your music. So what was it like being able to work with, you've worked with some great people, and I definitely want to get into some more around that too, but everybody has something different. Even as you're talking about in acting, something different about how they go about their job, their work. So working with Epikh Pro, who's a multi-platinum Grammy-nominated producer, what was that experience like, and just the knowledge that you were able to get from like the behind-the-scenes aspects of creating IDK?
So me and Epikh has been working together about 3 years, and he helped me to grow so much as an artist because I'm a lyricist. So I would just want to rap. He was like, no, you gotta like make songs. Like, so he kind of helped me to break it down. And even with IDK, we was in the studio, and I never forget, he was sitting over there and he was playing, and I was like, ooh, what is that? Like, and he just did some little stuff to it. I was like, don't add nothing else. Like, let's just do it like that. And he let me went in, and, you know, he let me have my way, my little playground. And he was like, okay, this is nice. And it was just super fun. Like, working with Epikh is everything. He's super dope. I mean, he's done so much. He did Don't for Bryson Tiller, Backing It Up for Cardi, and Sunday Morning for Lecrae. And so I'm just thankful. You know, it's just crazy how God will send people. Because I've worked with other producers. I've worked with other people. But, you know, God has his ones where he's like, okay, this, you can hold off for now until I get her where she can handle this blessing that I'm going to give. And then, you know, so on and so forth. So I'm just thankful.
Amen to that. I love how grounded you are in your faith, and, you know, keeping that at the core of everything, you know, and going back to the fact that everything that is happening, you know, is happening according to God's plan, and understanding that and not losing sight of that. And I think that is something that a lot of people struggle with, especially in the ups and downs and the roller coasters of your career, is we are quick to be okay with it when things are going well. But then when things are not going well, it's like, hello, like,
but see, that's when you have to tune in the most, you know?
Bingo.
And it's not for everybody. And I had to learn that. I was like, God is not for everybody, and I'm not religious. I'm very spiritual, but he's not for everybody. I didn't find him in the church, and I grew up in the church. I find him on the streets, in the middle of my mess.
Yep.
Where I found him at. And so I will never leave it. I might forget to pray over some food or something, you know, but for the most part, I know that, you know, once I open my mouth and ask him to reveal something to me, or even when I'm writing and I'm stuck, I'll be like, I need a word. Like, what you want me to say? Like, I don't know my next bar. I don't know my next line. And he'll send a story or a vision of something that I've been through, or something that I can relate to. And it just, I'm going to always give it to him. I don't care how big I get, how much I curse, how much I twerk, how much I do any of that. I know where and who I belong to. So
absolutely. And that's the thing I always stress. Like, I'm not out here trying to preach to people to follow my faith. I'm spiritual, but I agree with you. It's through experiences that I've learned and trusted and had faith. And everybody's got to find what works for them, whether we're talking religion or just in general. As you're figuring out your steps, you've got to figure out what works best for you and aligns with who you are. Absolutely. So you're creating music that aligns with who you are, and being able to pour parts of your life and your experiences into that. Now, let's also get into the fact that you've been able to open and work with, as you mentioned, a lot of major producers, but also a lot of major talented artists like Drake, Missy Elliot, Lauryn Hill, Andre 3000 that you've opened for and shared the stage with. And I got to imagine that even just seeing the way they perform and the way that they go about their craft was probably very inspirational and eye-opening. And that even that moment of validation, if you even needed one, that I'm doing the right thing. Here I am with these big name artists. So take us through some of those moments and how each of them maybe even helped you out in your own career.
So I didn't open up for Lauryn and Missy. Those are my music like influencers. Those are people that I look up to. But I did do please
Oh, Sage! That little dog is making all that noise.
Girl, Sage, come here, baby. Someone
Sage some backbone.
Let me get
Y'all that are watching, Sage is a little fluffy dog trying to put some backbone in her bark because she is this big.
Let me get him quiet so I can talk.
Go ahead. But I love it because that I got to see Sage before the show for those of y'all that are listening and watching. And Sage is this cute Yorkie Terrier, I think you said, Bella Blaq. This little adorable fluffy dog that's about the size of my shoe. And little
Girl,
bark.
Sage think that he's a thug. Okay. I am sorry.
It's always the little dogs. It's always the little ones.
So anyway, so opening up for different, I'm talking, baby, opening up for different people for me, especially like Future, just kind of watching how he prepares himself and like gets together, and everybody has the things, like I said, that they need to get into that character or to do things. So I learned that kind of watching Lauryn Hill, especially like watching her on YouTube, watching different documentaries of, you know, people speaking and different things like that. It just helped to know like you can be vulnerable. You are gonna still get nervous on stage. You're still gonna be like, whoo, you know, even if it's 10 people or 1,000 people, like I know when I get up there, I'm gonna get lost. Like, but it's like getting ready to stand on that stage. And I know for me, I'm not Bella Blaq all the time. A lot of people do not know how to differentiate the difference, and I feel like that's important for me, my personal preference. So a lot of times when I'm in this house, I get to be my regular self. Anytime outside the doors, anytime I walk off my steps, I'm Bella Blaq. And so I kind of learned that too by watching, especially studying Missy. She's like a huge introvert. She's like me. I'm like her. She doesn't really care for people in the studio. That's my pet peeve. I can't stand it. So, you know, just watching them, watching documentaries, opening up for them, being able to hold a few little conversations with people, opening up for 2 Chainz, just seeing that they're real people, and it lets me know like it's okay. Like, you got it. They get nervous too. You know, they get a little, you know, nervous. So it was amazing experiences.
Oh, I cannot even imagine. I'm sorry, it was 2 Chainz, Plies, and Future that you opened for, and everybody else is an inspiration. So I made a mistake too on my end, but yes, sharing the stage with such great artists, and just what I love is to be able to have that behind the scenes insight into how they go about preparing for a show. You know, what is it? We always see the other side. We just see them as the artist, and like you said, there's so much more to what we just see on social media and through your music. Who are you outside of that? So for you, you know, who is Bella Blaq? And then who are you outside of Bella Blaq that you always try to continue to have the two aligned, where you're going to get a little bit of this with Bella Blaq, but you're going to get a little bit of this when you know, when I'm behind the scenes, but this is what you're going to get all the time. So what's that common?
It's different, but it's the same. I know that sounds crazy. So Bella Blaq is like this super bubbly, I'm going to talk to everybody. She's like very, I hate to say this, very seductive, very fun, bubbly person. I mean, Bella is very, I don't know, it's just this thing, like, it's just this thing about, it's just this thing. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just this thing, but Bella don't take no mess either. You know, you're going to respect me by force or by choice. I don't like to play. I don't like to repeat myself. I feel like we're grown. Versus Shakira, which is the girl at home. You know, I'm a little more like lenient, but at the same time, if I got to get with you, you know what I'm saying, I get with you. So, but Bella is very, you know, dolled up. Shakira, when she's in the house, I still have my pearls on, but girl, I ain't doing no makeup, no none of that. I want to chill. I want to relax. Like, I just need a moment. Especially with having a heavy social media presence, especially as far as my TikTok, because I would go live all the time, or you're constantly, and I like to take pictures. I love to take pictures because I it was a time where I didn't like to look at myself. So I take pictures now to remind myself, you're beautiful. You don't have to be in the box. You can wear this, you can wear that, you can wear your hair like this. You don't have to look like that. Your butt doesn't have to be that big. And I want those pictures so I can show other young women that look like me, or that may be influenced by women that look like me, that like be okay and happy with yourself. There's always room improvement, but only improve for you. Don't ever go and make yourself somebody that you're not, to please the next person. And that's something that Bella lives by. I'm a firm believer that stay in your lane, and that's coming from a respectful place. Don't go just because you see this person doing it and you all of it. No, because you don't know what that person had to go through to get to where they are. You don't know the spiritual warfare that this person goes through to carry certain gifts. And just stay where you are, and what's for you, you're gonna have. You don't have to compete, you don't have to compare, and yeah, that's that. So
yes, I like that message. And again, that's actually something that it's ironic I was going to get into a little bit of, because I noticed that was a theme in a lot of your music and a lot of what you talk about is just not being complacent, but also having that confidence. And as you're even just sharing, staying in your lane, you know, those are different aspects that, especially as women, are so important, because it's so easy to get caught up in social media. You have over 1 million followers on TikTok. You've got thousands of followers on Instagram. It's easy for someone to say, oh, I need to do just exactly what Bella Blaq is doing. But as you're sharing, no, we don't know anyone's journey, their struggle. We all are human. So there's all things that we're working through, insecurities, personal things, you know, all different aspects of life, that it doesn't matter who you are. You're working through the same problems as somebody else. Absolutely. So I like that you bring that authenticity, and just being real and showing more, you know, and showing the other side of it. That's why I know, like, for me, I try to make sure you're going to see me with makeup and without makeup. Absolutely. Because you know what? I am not dolled up all the time.
I don't have it on now.
And I know you don't. And I can tell, because the ring light is all we need when you got the brown, beautiful skin. Or for anybody with beautiful skin. All of us, I should say. So that's exactly it. Like, it's okay we can have a conversation. People can watch us, and we can be still looking nice and put together, but we don't have to have a whole caked on face of makeup. You turn that ring light on, bam, done.
You could push makeup on. I was like, you know, and I'm home, so I could have easily went downstairs.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I want to show people that, you know, if I'm preaching it, I want to live by it. I cannot stand that. I respect everybody until I see you not practicing what you preach. That's a problem for me. I cannot stand that, because it sends mixed messages, and there's so many weak-minded people out here. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm telling you, love yourself, it's okay to get in front of the camera without makeup. It's okay to, you know, go through this or go through that. It's okay to own it, you know, and I'm not living that, then, you know, I'm not being true to myself, and I'm confusing my people. I'm confusing my fans and the people that is assigned to me. I cannot do that, because I was that person. I had been confused by people. I had been confused by influencers and people in the church, pastors and managers and people that were supposed to be on my team, or family member. I've been, you know, so I'm like, no, you can't do that. Be honest with yourself. Love yourself, so you're not easily intimidated. You're not insecure. Get up here and do it, and do it for you. Don't do it for the next person. Get up here and do it for you. And that's why I got up here with no makeup.
Yes. Honestly, that's one of the best things that I feel like the pandemic brought, is more of us, like we're sharing right now, just being comfortable and understanding that since we are in more of these virtual spaces where we're having conversations, we're not going to be dressed to the nines. Like, I'm not going to go put on this really nice face of makeup. You know, my hair is going to be what's going to be. It'll be put together, but it's not going to be like if I'm going, you know, to do a game or something. So you got to show levels to it, because unfortunately there are people that look at just the makeup face and all that and think that's reality.
Yeah.
And like you're sharing, it's good to show people all of those sides. So with Bella Blaq, you're going to get it all. Now, your music that you are dropping, and I know we didn't even get into your viral TikTok single around booty, but share with us about booty and then also getting into what you've got dropping soon with Keep Going.
So Booty is an amazing record. Booty talks about a lot of my past life, a lot of things that I still experience today. A lot of people can relate to it. Booty has nothing to do with booty. Booty. Booty is a form of currency, and pirates used to call gold booty. And so I did a play on words. It had nothing. It's not a twerk lyric in that song.
I love it.
So anyway, we did it. I did a run, went to my hometown, traveled around, did these crazy, insane parties where I didn't even drop the location. I swear. I didn't even drop the location until like 2 hours before or an hour before the party. They knew that what city it was in, but nobody knew the address. Crazy. I mean, insane. So we ran this huge campaign around it. I had booty merch. I was doing booty hunts where I went around different cities posting up stickers, and people would have to take pictures of the stickers to win different prizes. And we ended up doing a class, took a piece of the dance class, turned it into a challenge. Woke up the next day, we were at like 30 million views. And then my following went from like 50,000 to, I was at 50,000 in the end of February, the beginning of March, all the way up until I think it was September, and I hit 1 million followers, and now I'm at 1.3. So it was crazy, but it was the consistency. I didn't care about people saying, I'm tired of you doing that same dance. It's out because it's working for me. So you don't have to get mad, and you just gonna have to get tired. And so Booty went viral. We had people all races, all ages, all colors doing it. I actually had a few TikTok influencers doing it. It was amazing. So I'm excited about that. The new single that I'm about to get ready to drop is going to be amazing too. Now this one is definitely a little bit more ratchet,
Which is good. That's fine.
But
we all need some ratchet songs too now.
But all of them are a piece of me. All of my songs, no matter how ratchet, if I said it, I said what I said.
All right, Mimi.
On that, so it's amazing, it's gonna be super dope. I think that I bring this thing, God installed something in me where I'm a light to people even when they don't want to admit it. I'm just a light, and I don't know how he did it because I've been through so much stuff. I was like, you chose me, but yeah. And so I just shine through it. I shine through it. I use my music. I say stuff that people want to say and can't say. I do things that people want to do and can't do. And that doesn't make me better than them. I'm just a little bit more, courageous because I've done lost everything.
Right.
What else? Right. Nothing else can happen. Like I only fear God. So we gonna take this ride, and it's my time now. So I'm not holding back, and I'm excited about everything.
Yes, and I'm excited for you. I definitely see, even in just the time that I've been following you regularly, just the growth that's been happening, and now you're really emerging as one of the best in the game. And that's something that to be able to have all these things you've gone through. You talk about being a light. That pours through because of the fact that people can relate to you. Absolutely. People can, whether it's your music, your personality, your social media. Look, they say if you're not annoying people on social media, you're not doing enough. It should get to the point where I always see this person on my timeline. Absolutely. Good. See me. Absolutely. So I like that. You're just applying pressure, continuing to keep going, and continuing to just find different ways to reach your audience and connect with people. Again, it's in an authentic way. It's not about just followers, not just about likes and things like that. You're doing things the right way. So plug and promo all that you've got going on, where people can follow you, where they can check out your music, promote anything that you want to share.
All right, y'all. So first of all, thank you for having me. Shout out to my PR, Bree. Shout out to Lyrical. Again, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was amazing. You guys can follow me everywhere at theBellaBlaq. That's TheBellaBlaq. Make sure you guys DM me. I try to follow everybody back. I support everyone. Also, I do have my own line of pearls. So if y'all need some pearls for the girls or pearls for the guys, it don't matter. I make them, customize them, any color, any size, any shape, any length. I do necklaces, bracelets, anklets. Yeah, I do it all. So thank y'all for having me.
Yes, I didn't know you have a line of pearls. Okay. Business owner, actress, mom, artist, rapper. Whew. I love it. I love to see it. Well, I am so thankful that you took time to join us out of your very busy schedule and to share with us all the great things you have going on. Again, you guys give Bella a follow across social media because I can already see through what you're saying. And honestly, what I'm hearing you say even more, the sky's really the limit for you. And there's some great things in the future for you. So I'm excited to see and continue to follow your journey. So thank you for taking time to join us here on Beyond the Headlines. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. I want you to say cheese because I want to take a screenshot. You ready? Cheese.
Yeah.
Great. Got it. All right. Thank you, girl.
Yes, no problem. Thank you. Have a good one. And everybody, Bella Blaq, guys, the Bella Blaq. Make sure to give a follow across social media. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. And as always, be sure to follow us. You've got all her handles here. You've got all my handles Beyond the Headlines. Very easy to find across social media. You can give me a follow at Renee P. Wash on Twitter, at Renee P. Washington on Facebook and Instagram, as well as YouTube, as we're bringing you new live episodes each and every week. So we've got another episode coming your way soon, so don't go anywhere. Come back shortly as we're going to be bringing you more talk around some great women that are pioneering and trailblazing in more ways than one. And you don't want to miss it here, as we've got more to come here on Beyond the Headlines. See you soon.
Only on Beyond the Headlines. This is Beyond the Headlines. Only on Beyond the Headlines. This is Beyond the Headlines.